So now this video is for showing you how to use Eclipse and use the Run KnowUML project instead of just KnowUML by itself. So that's this one down here. If you have Eclipse already, any version should work. Um, if you don't have Eclipse, try out the first one first. I mean, again, if you really want to try Eclipse, then don't let me dissuade you. But don't feel like Eclipse is the way you have to go. Just get it running. That's all that really matters. And this first way isn't bad at all. But if you want to, download Eclipse. I don't know that version matters. When I click on this, you can see it gives me recent version here. Totally fine to run that straight away. Um, so um, I'll leave that to you to install. It's actually a super easy install. It just drops it wherever you want it to be. Open up Eclipse, and more importantly, you need to download this Run KnowUML. So you basically download that there, and then let that do its thing, and then start up Eclipse. So I'm actually going to start up a second version of Eclipse that I have. I have multiple here on my machine, and unfortunately, it's showing up on my other screen, so I can't show you. But there's a little Eclipse badge that shows up. Eclipse IDE, mine says 2022-06. So maybe that's maybe I'm 6 months old on my version or something like that, which isn't bad as far as tools go. I've been in companies that used 4 or 5 year old versions of things, which is not necessarily ideal. But that's going to pop up, in my case, a little bit slower. Maybe I'm going to just go to my other version of it. Um, Yeah, I'll show you. This is what Eclipse is. This is a much busier Eclipse than you probably want to deal with. So here is like stuff for across all of my classes that I've been teaching recently. So I have, data structures 1, data structures 2, object oriented, bunch of stuff here. But this is what the tool looks like. Let me actually, now that I have Eclipse up on this one, much cleaner here. Significantly fewer classes involved. A little bit big here. It's not shrinking down on my other screen, but there, it's a little bit better. So let me show you the process now. So I want to, I'm sorry, I downloaded that. So let me go back to my download folder, and I need to take Run KnowUML, and I need to extract that somewhere. So if you double click it on a Mac, it's going to automatically open up this folder and extract it automatically. If you double click it on Windows, it's going to take you into the zip file and leave it inside of there, in which case you need to drag and drop it somewhere. Now, I'm going to put it in my downloads folder, but that's not a great idea. You want to put it somewhere that's backed up, somewhere that you can access it for your class later on, somewhere you're not going to accidentally forget about it or delete it. But certainly once you have it extracted, I don't need these zip files anymore. So, oops, I clicked on that. Now it's going to sit there and think about that. All right, but now I have run KnowUML in a known location, right? Again, a better spot than downloads for you, but it's in a known location for you. So in Eclipse, I'm going to say open project from file system. And then you have this big window, lots of stuff going on. The important one is directory. I need to pick which directory that's in. I'm going to go to the directory that I extracted that. Again, probably something other than downloads. And I'm going to double click on Run KnowUML. So I go into that, but not click on any of these other folders. I want you to see, oh, there's source, resource, lib, current, bin, and select that. And see here, it says import as Eclipse project. Eclipse will allow you to import at multiple levels, and you can import many projects at once, and it's very, very smart. And in this case, smarter than I really want it to be, because I don't need it to do all that for me. I just need it to open up one Eclipse project, and I'm going to hit finish. And then you can see I have Run KnowUML right here. And so when I open this up, so you can ignore this warning. Most of the time you can ignore warnings in Eclipse, but I'm going to go to source. I'm going to go to run KnowUML, and then there's a run button up here. So I can open this or not. I don't have to open it. Especially if you don't know Java, there's no point in opening it, but I hit the run button on that one, and it pops up immediately, student ID, first name, last name. So now you're back at the spot you were in the other videos. You put in your student ID, put in your first name, you put in your last name. Oops. and you're off to the races. You have your tool up and running. So now when you produce anything you want to, it ends up going in this project folder that you see before. If I come over here, I right click this and I say refresh, which sometimes doesn't work in the Mac, so sometimes I have to close it and reopen it. Then you can see I have my config file and my ledger file with my student ID that I typed in. This is the one you submit for points. This is just something locally that keeps track of where you were, your progress, your preferences, stuff like that. So that is getting set up KnowUML on Eclipse. To some degree, it's a little bit easier looking, which is why when I have a Java class who's already using Eclipse, I give this to them as an option. It's quick and easy, but it does mean you have to take this tool, Eclipse, install it. It doesn't get you around having to install the correct version of Java and everything else. That still has to be done. And so if Eclipse installs easily, it makes it easier, but you might be debugging issues of Eclipse installs on your machine instead of the other one. But again, if you set it up this way, great. Doesn't make any difference how you run it. If you have trouble setting up this way, just like the other one, you can come and ask me, hey, I'm getting this error. How can I fix it? And we can work through that. Schedule some time, some office hours, come to class with your machine, whatever we need to do to get this up and running. Getting KnowUML up and running is what's most important, and that's really what I want to make sure we get you to as soon as possible. All right, so that is KnowUML. So you learn some objects and go learn some coding of objects and have fun with that.